Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is Wheels from West to East, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make another very easy recipe from Bulgaria. This dish is called Mousaka. Chances are you've already had some, but probably the Greek version, which is made with eggplants instead of potatoes, which we use in Bulgaria. So, as I said, this is a quite easy recipe. It's almost takes no effort to make. Most of the time it cooks itself, so I hope you enjoy it and have fun with the video. Alright, so here's what you'll need to make Bulgarian Mousaka. First of all, an oiled cooking pan. Don't put too much oil because the meat is already fat, don't add too much fat to it. For the main part you need potatoes, onion, ground meat. I'm using a mixture of pork and beef meat. You can use only one of those or both or any other mixture, whatever you prefer. From the spice rack you'll need salt, paprika, ground pepper and churbiza or savory in English. And finally, for the frosting you need an egg, Bulgarian yogurt or the closest that you can find to it, and a little bit of flour. You can also add tomatoes, fresh or from a box, it's up to you. You don't have to, it's a matter of taste. And lastly, just a glass of warm water. So now we'll get to the cooking part. Now before we begin, you should preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius, or that should be 390 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it's hot enough, you add your onion into the cooking pan and you put it to cook until it's transparent. You have to put it evenly all around and you leave it there for a couple of minutes until it becomes transparent. In the meantime, you could prepare the rest of the ingredients, which I have already done, but normally you do it while waiting for all the different parts of the meal to cook. Alright, so the onion is now ready. What you gotta do now is add the meat. Just put it all together, and you can use a spatula to break it up on small pieces, like that. The goal is to have it on really small pieces, you don't want big blocks of meat. And in the meantime you can also add all the spices, so the pepper, the paprika, churbiza, savory, and salt. As with most recipes, the ingredients that I will put in the description about the spices are just a guideline. You can always change the amounts according to your taste. So if you want more salt, add more salt. If you like pepper, add more pepper. You don't have to put exactly the same amount as I do. When you cook some more, you'll start to learn what you prefer and what you like the most. So just a disclaimer. So you have to break the meat into small pieces, mix it all together with the spices, make sure everything is well mixed and put it back into the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. During this time you should go check it regularly and stir it a bit. You don't want it to stick together and burn, so keep checking it every 2 minutes, for example. And in the meantime I will prepare the frosting, which I will add to the whole thing at the end. So as I said, while waiting for the meat to cook a little bit, I'm going to prepare the frosting, which we'll add at the end of the cooking. So as I mentioned, this is Bulgarian yogurt, or the closest that you can find as a replacement for Bulgarian yogurt. I've made a special video concerning Bulgarian yogurt, which you can see in an annotation, or I also put it in the description below. So you take your yogurt, you add an egg to it, I'm gonna mix it up a bit. And finally add the flour, which will make the whole mixture a little bit thicker. So you make sure this is well mixed, and we'll put it to the side up until the last part of the cooking. Alright, so the meat is ready. This is a good time to check if it doesn't have some large pieces like that. Just take your time to break it up a little bit before adding the potatoes, because this is the last chance that you'll have. If you don't, you end up with a moussaka which is not all that nice to eat, because you have large pieces of meat, and the idea is to have smaller pieces like this, for example. So this is done. Now you add the potatoes, which you have to cut in small pieces like this. You mix everything up, and you add water. Don't add too much water, because you don't want to boil the potatoes, they have to bake. But if you don't add any water, they'll just really bake very fast, and the meat will be not ready before the potatoes are already too cooked. So you mix everything up very well, and you put it back in the oven. From this point on, you should cook it until the water is gone. It should take about 30 minutes to 40 minutes, depending on your oven and how much water you put, and also depending on your meat. Some meat has more water in it, other less. So the indicator to look for is that there is almost no water left inside, and that the potatoes are starting to be crispy and browny. So once we get to that point, we'll add the frosting, and you'll see how it all ends. So see you in a bit. And we're back. Moussaka is now almost ready. You can see up to what point it has to cook. You can see the meat is starting to go brown, and the potatoes also are starting to be a little browny. So now I have to take the frosting that we've prepared earlier. It should look like that. Try not to have big chunks of yogurt inside, make it all smooth. So basically all you have to do is just take it and spread it evenly on top, and once you're done, you put it back into the oven for about 10 more minutes. Basically it has to become golden browny. It will dry out, and it forms sort of like a layer of dried and baked yogurt. You'll see what it looks like in the end. So just make sure you put it evenly all around and cover everything. And that's it for a Bulgarian Mousaka. And it's done. Hope you enjoy Bulgarian Mousaka, and see you soon at What's to East.